y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you guys just a little bit of a life update. We have had so much go on lately that I probably should write it down just to be able to share with you everything that's happened. It's actually been about 4 months since my last video, and during these 4 months I haven't really even thought about filming just because everything has been so crazy around our house. Let's get into it. Alright, for starters, if you didn't know, we were living in Maryland for the past 3 years. My husband was active duty Air Force, and that was our first duty station actually. We didn't love it there. No offense to anyone who lives in Maryland or Washington, D.C., but just coming from a small town in Georgia to such a big, fast-paced place, it just was kind of a culture shock for us. So we were just very ready to get closer to home. He didn't have many job opportunities in the career field that he was in the Air Force to be able to cross-train to move us closer to home. So we decided just to go ahead and switch to the reserve, and now that we're moved back to Georgia, his station is only about an hour and a half from here, so he spends 1 weekend a month there and 2 weeks out of the year. He's actually in the middle of those 2 weeks being gone from us right now. He's in Florida. It's hard with a 2-year-old, but I'm getting by. We also got a puppy. I can try and insert a picture here. Our little guy, his name's Jax. We had been wanting to get a puppy, not necessarily just for us, but like I said, I do have a 2-year-old son, and he celebrated a birthday back in May when he turned 2, and we were just so set on getting him a puppy for his 2nd birthday. He was showing much interest in my mom's dogs, and we were trying to teach him to be gentle, which is of course a work in progress. So we did go ahead and get him a puppy, and he's doing great. Spelled J-A-X. I also failed to mention that Jax is a Chiweenie, so he's a Chihuahua Dachshund mix. So with moving, of course, comes buying a home. So we were just so fortunate that we were able to use the VA home loan. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that, but after being in the military, even while you're in the military, I believe you can use the VA home loan if you qualify. And with that, we had no closing cost, and they also didn't require a down payment on our home. So we were able to find a house with such a market shortage right now. There were hardly any houses in our price point in the area that we were looking, but we were able to find a house that wasn't even on the market yet. And thank you to our realtor and to a great realting company, and we didn't have to pay anything really out of pocket except for, I think, the home inspection, which of course, like, I feel like that is such a important thing to do whenever you're buying really probably anything, even a car as well, but just to have everything inspected so you know that you're not going into something blind. So we did have to pay for that, and I think there was something else we paid for, but in the house deal they even put in a certain amount of money to paint the whole exterior of the house, which it really needed. What it looked like before, and then what it looked like after. Before, it was a pretty pale yellow, and we went with a darker gray. I just thought it looked a lot cleaner, and I feel like it won't look dirty as fast. So yeah, we were able to find a house, and we've been here 2 months now. I think we moved in the end of April, and it's June, so we've been here about 2 months, and we're really enjoying the area. We have an acre lot, so coming from a townhome with that like backed up to a parking lot to a nice house with a very large yard, it's just been so nice, not only for us, but for our son to run around in and for our puppy to run around in as well. The only thing is there is so much of a yard that, you know, cutting grass, I guess if you had a lawnmower that was a ride-in lawnmower, it'd be a lot easier, but we have a push mower, and that's where my workout comes from. It's pretty much just pushing the lawnmower all over that yard, and it is exhausting to say the least. So we're hoping we can save up and go ahead and get a ride-in lawnmower as soon as possible, at least if not by the end of this season, maybe by next spring and summer we'll be able to have a riding lawnmower so it isn't so difficult. So along with moving, buying a house, definitely came finding a job for my husband. Thankfully, my grandfather, he actually owns a business, and my husband's degree is in accounting, so he just has an associate's degree. He's almost finished with his bachelor's degree, and they were looking for someone at the time of our move, and he offered him a job, and everything went smoothly, and he got the job, and he's been loving it. I feel like he's finally doing what he really loves to do. He loves like numbers and stuff. That is not me. I don't know about you guys, but that is not him. He's loving just doing his job, and they always say happy wife, happy life, but I really feel like that goes both ways. If your spouse is happy, whether it's your wife or your husband, I think the other one is happy too, because if you really love someone, you both want each other to be happy. I guess lastly, as an update, one of the reasons I failed to mention that we wanted to move back to Georgia is because my papa, who raised me, actually is in a nursing home. He actually went into the nursing home while we were away, and he has Alzheimer's, but he knows who we are, and he knows my mom still when she goes to see him, and she knows Grayson and my husband, but we just really realized while we were away like how important spending time with each other, whether it's your family, your friends, just anyone you care about. We really realized how important that is, and we just made it like our mission to get home as soon as we could, because he has hospice, and I think that term is normally I feel like people use that term and it just means like someone's at the very end, they're gonna pass at any time, but really all hospice is end of life care. And Papa, he could outlive all of us. We don't know, but really in a sense there's nothing else they can really do for him. There's no cure necessarily for Alzheimer's. They pretty much just say that he may just pass in his sleep at some time, because he is on medicine that would help him stay calm, because he did have kind of an anger issue when I lived at home, like growing up. But they normally say with Alzheimer's you either get like nice people either get nicer, or like if you're mean before Alzheimer's they get meaner. And he did have a very increase in his anger when he started to become forgetful, and he was having nightmares, and it just wasn't a good situation. So they do have him on a medicine that just kind of helps him stay calm, and every so often they do have to increase his dose if the nightmares come back, or if he starts getting kind of pushy or agitated very easily, like with the nurses. So it's kind of sad to say this, but it doesn't sedate him. He just is there, and it's kind of hard to see him like that, because I grew up with him as like a workaholic, and he was just always on the move. It didn't matter like how old he was, or if his health was great or not so great at the time. Like, it's just different to see your papa, your dad like that. So we wanted to get home just as soon as we could, just so we could spend time with, not only with my papa, but so my son could spend time with family. I didn't have that growing up. I didn't really have siblings at home. My parents were older. I was adopted by my great-grandparents, so even my cousins were like 40 years old and I was like 4. So there was quite an age gap. I found much of my happiness just in friends from school, but my husband was the opposite. He always had family around, and we just really wanted that for our son. So getting back home and not being 800 miles away was just such a blessing. And like I said, we prayed every day pretty much for 3 years, the entire time we were there, for God to just provide a way for us to get back home, and He did, and we are here. And I'm just so thankful that you stayed and watched this whole video, this life update. I feel like I haven't even filmed a video telling you guys about me. So if you are interested in that video, let me know, and I would be more than happy to film that for you guys. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love to have you as a subscriber if you like videos like this. I also do cleaning videos, mommy videos, so if you like any of those kind of videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!